Photography Daily, the assignment.
Monday is Assignment Day, where our special guest sets a photography challenge or a way to think about your picture making for the next 7 days. It's a challenge for everybody, whatever interests you have and whatever kind of camera that you own, whether it's a film or a larger format one, a DSLR, a mirrorless, a compact or a smartphone. It's all about the picture that you see and make. And as always, there's a show page on the website at photographydaily.show, and I'd love for you to share the pictures that you make for this challenge, which I will start to upload to the show page for this edition as they come in. You can check back, of course, and see pictures from previous editions, and they're coming in nicely for last Monday's Sean Tucker challenge to shoot like a historian, and you can see them on the show page for episode 289. And before we meet our special guest, my thanks to our wonderful patrons and mpb.com who sponsor this show. They're the number one company in the UK, the US and Europe, with bases in Brighton and Brooklyn and Berlin when it comes to buying and selling and trading used camera kit online. It's a safe place to do business with guarantees upon what you buy and product specialists who are photographers and creators who've been answering questions that you send in on our Friday Photo Walk show. And this Friday, my guest is Laura El Tentawe, who is a Canon ambassador who tells the most extraordinary stories with her pictures, but equally with soundscapes that stopped me in my tracks.
And I find this with photography also. You know, thinking of an image that you created 10 years ago, it brings back a whole array of memories, but that image doesn't feel or sit with me personally the same way that it did, obviously, when I created it. And so I feel like sound is a really powerful way to bring that feeling around images.
That's this Friday. Let's meet our guest for today, setting you a challenge for the new week. It's Valerie Jardin.
The assignment.
Valerie, my Uncle Jan, this is a funny way to start an assignment, but my Uncle Jan, who wasn't really my real uncle, but it comes from a time in your life where, I come from a generation where mum and dad used to say, call other adults by auntie and uncle. It was just something we did. My Uncle Jan, who is Dutch, he was phenomenal in finding stuff. So we used to go on holiday with their family a lot. And usually he would find £5 notes, £10 notes, and he would be the one that would pay for all the ice cream at the end of a hot day. And that's because he was almost a professional at looking down. And that is roughly where we're going with this. We're going in two directions, though, aren't we?
Looking up and looking down.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is surprisingly something that street photographers don't always think of doing. I think they're more likely to look down than to look up, actually, from experience after teaching to now thousands of people on the street over the past 10 years. So it's always pointing things that are happening either up or down and reminding students to do that. So I find that if we only look straight ahead, we're going to miss a lot of interesting things, such as looking up. What will you see? Well, you'll see window washers, or you'll see people, I don't know, I'm thinking of pictures that I've taken, people that are on a ledge lying down and all you see is just, their feet, or people sitting up on a wall, or people at their balcony. I mean, there's so much stuff. People smoking on their balcony in Paris, for example. I mean, but a lot of really fun photographs by looking up. So that's something people should really keep in mind, as well as looking down. So now if you're walking at the street level on the riverbank, for example, always look down. I've had some of my favorite photographs of people playing pétanque in Paris, or lovers kissing on a bench. Actually, I just posted one today that I took last week in Paris. And those are nice too if you're a bit shy and you want to be a little more inconspicuous and not reveal the face of your subject by shooting from a height. people are not going to be recognizable, but you can still make some compelling photographs.
So this is almost an exercise in gaining some comfort and feeling a little bit more confident about shooting on the street as well.
Absolutely, yes. And then look at the long shadows. I mean, sometimes the shadows will take a life of their own. The shadow will become the subject, actually. And there's so many great opportunities. I mean, I think when you're a documentary or street photographer, I don't really like street photographer because I spend more time photographing people on the coast, actually on the street these days. But there are stories everywhere. You just have to learn to see, not just look. And be aware. I mean, be careful too. Don't sprain an ankle by walking and looking up or looking down, especially if you're looking down.
Don't bump into things
from a bridge. That's my biggest fear. It's happened on workshops that people just sprain their foot and there goes the workshop. Okay. So that's something you have to be really careful. So look up, make a point of actually just go out for a photo walk. Don't photograph anything at eye level. Only photograph things, interesting things happening when you look up and happening when you look down. So if you're on as I said, street level looking down on a riverbank, and I think most cities have a river or stream or something, doesn't matter, or even a walking bridge or something, looking up and looking down. So no eye level, just either one of those. Make it a fun assignment. I think most photographers need a little boost to get out. And sometime if they're by themselves, it's like, I don't feel like going out today. So let your camera take you on a photo walk and see what happens.
And so that's our challenge for this week. I'll be delighted to see what you produce, and we'll share them on today's corresponding show page on the website photographydaily.show if you send them in to the email address studio@photographydaily.show. Music on the show is from artlist.io. Production assistance from Neil Ford and Emily Renier. And I look forward to photographing with you, hearing from you and talking with you on the photo walk.
The Assignment is a Loading Zone production.